Hello and welcome to Quest for Thunder. For those of you that join us for the first time, this is our boat Thunder, and we're working on her, getting her ready to be able to go sailing. And so this basically this series of videos is dedicated to the refit, showing you what we're doing and how we're doing it and what we're getting up to each week when we work on the boat. And so this week is no different. We're finishing up some of the aesthetic things inside that needed to be done, and as we move towards getting her ready to be able to be lived on. And so right now that's kind of the focus, getting the inside set up so that that we can live on her comfortably, so she could be a home. When we first bought her, she was in pretty rough shape inside. She had sat for quite some time without any attention, and so there was some maintenance issues that were deferred over the years that caused rotting and some of the wood and whatnot. So we've been busily making some changes inside and fixing things and making them better. And so today we're going to continue doing that. We're going to do some painting in the forward and the aft head today. Jean right now is working on the aft head. She's putting some primer on the bulkheads in there in preparation for paint. And I'm working on the floor up forward. We're going to be pulling out the old floor it's damaged and replacing it with a new teak and holly veneer marine grade plywood floor. But first we have to get the old floor out, and so right now I'm removing all the bungs and taking all the screws out, and then at some point we'll have to get a toe kick saw and cut the floor loose around the cabinetry, because the way this boat was built, the floor was put in, the cabinetry was put in on top of it, and so without having to pull out the cabin, we can't get the floor out without taking out the cabinetry unless we cut it away. So we're going to be cutting it away with a toe kick saw, so it'll be flushly cut against the cabinetry, and we'll just remove the damaged portions in the middle of the salon floor and the aft cabin. The forward cabin's in good shape, so we don't have to worry about that. So anyway, that's what we're up to. So today I'm going to be pulling some of the screws up. There's a bunch of screws that I was trying to get out that were stripped, so I'm going to have to extract those. So it's tedious, time consuming, but it's necessary to move forward with the rest of this project. But we did get a couple other things accomplished during the week, and so I'll share that with you right now. Okay, so if you will remember, this section of the boat was just a big hole where this piece was removed. This is the dish storage rack. You can see we put dishes and cups and bowls and whatnot in there, and it keeps them from getting sloshed around. And then below that is a storage facility, a storage compartment with these sliding drawers. So yeah, so that got reinstalled. And over here, this compartment here, we're getting a door for that. And we'll have a door on that for another storage compartment over here in the galley area. But that came out really nice. Got that all put in, and what an improvement that is. Also over here is the table, and you can see it there on the bulkhead. Now, for those of you that have been with us for a while, you'll know that this table was around the mast, and it was permanently installed around the mast. You can see the little holes right there where the feet connected to the sole, and then there was leaves in it, and it folded up on this side, and then it folded up on this side, so you could sit on either side of the mast. But it was pretty wide in here. It was pretty big in here, and it took up a lot of room around the mast. And so what we wanted to do is we wanted to get this room back, around here, so it was easier to move around and to have the table up out of the way when we weren't using it. So we sacrificed some of the width of the table. As you can see, we sacrificed the width of the table for space. But by attaching it to the bulkhead like this, we can just take it down from here and set it up on this side over here and have a table. And so it saved us a great deal of room. And yep, the leg piece is hinged inside here. It sits on a piece that's like a duck's bill type piece at the top. That's what holds it, and it's great. So very nice, very nice. Ted Tompkins was the one that put this together for us and mounted it, and so yes, we're very happy with that. That's a great great way to do the table. So that's been done, and so you can tell we're moving along here, getting after it. So let's go back here and visit with Jean for a minute and see how she's doing on her priming. Oh, there she is. It's dark back here.
Hi, hon.
How you doing, Jean?
I'm doing good. It is a little dark back here.
Oh, you're getting the primer on there. That's
yeah, it
nice
looks a little better now. It's not as rainy and humid like the other day, and so hopefully it'll dry fast. I can put one more coat on before I paint.
All right, good. Yeah, we were trying to paint the other day, and it was really rainy and humid, and it just wasn't.
That one coat just did not dry.
Wouldn't
It
dry.
was tacky the whole time.
Yeah. All right, well, good.
So what you gonna do? Pull up the floor?
Well, I'm gonna pull out the screws, the rest of the screws, or try to.
I'm interested to see what's underneath that floor.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe some hidden treasure.
I doubt it. Treasure, I guess it depends on your definition of what's treasure and what's not. All right, I'll let you get back to work.
All right, hon.
All right. All right, so that's it for now. We'll get back to you in a little bit.
So Mark is beginning the job of pulling out the old floor deck. So what's the process that you're doing now with your drill, huh?
Some of these screws that are holding the deck in are stainless steel. And some of them, well, you can't see that one because it's got dirt in it, but some of them are stripped. I've gotten some out. You can tell where the holes are. And I've drilled them to make sure that they're out, that everything's out. But some of these are stainless. Well, all the screws are stainless, and so when they strip, they don't come out. Boy, you gotta use an extractor. And this is the extractor on the end of my drill here. And it, what it does is it basically burrows a hole in the top of the end of the screw. This is a titanium bit. Burrows a hole in the top of the stainless steel, and then you flip this over to the other side, and it's a rasp. And what that rasp does is it catches the exposed metal, and theoretically it backs the screw out. And anyway, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to try to dig a hole in the top of this screw. Screw gets quite hot and it burns the wood around it.
Moves. Made like a nice wood fire.
Oh,
Careful, babe.
Give myself some rubber rash
So
there.
now what you did is you turned
Okay,
it
so I
around.
flipped it over. So this is the rasp part, the extractor part.
That's what you showed already, right?
No, that was the other side.
Oh, that was the rasp.
Okay, so this is supposed to catch into these teeth are supposed to catch in the area that I burred out and theoretically back the screw out. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Let's see what happens on this job.
Coming out? Can't tell.
No. Yeah, maybe a little bit there. wants to.
I used to do that a lot with the cabinets when I was making cabinets.
All right, well,
Did it come out?
no, it didn't. So what you do is you have to go back to the cutting blade, and you have to cut some more. And that's what's time consuming. Is you gotta
Keep working till it.
doing it because you gotta get the screw. You gotta get the screw out. You know, you can't not get the screw out. And then if you're lucky, the screw will grab the this cutting blade. It'll back out with the cutting blade in there. If you're if you're lucky. But most of the time, that's hot. Most of the time, you need to use the rasp to get it out. Alright, so let's see what happens. See if we can get it. Oh, here it comes. There we go. So
And there's the famous screw that came out.
Yeah, it's very hot.
There's the charred
hole. Yeah. So anyway, that's what you got to do. One at a time. It's a slow process.
Alright, well let's see. Here's some of the ones you did already. Looks like some little boring creature bored through the deck all over the boat.
Done a lot of them.
He did quite a few, yes, most of them.
The ones that are up there on the settee there, those are the ones I've done today.
Oh, okay. There's
Some of
quite a
them,
few over here.
yeah. Some I've done. Some of these holes were from previous extractions. So that's
What are we gonna do?
So that's what I'm up to. That's what I'm doing.
What are we
Once
gonna
all
do
these
with
floor,
the
once
floor?
all this is all, once all this these screws are out, I'm gonna take this floor up, and we're gonna replace it with new teak and holly plywood. Like this is
Like 2 layers.
yeah,
there, right?
it's an inch thick, so it's a ½ inch marine grade plywood, and then a ½ inch half inch of just marine grade plywood,
Yeah.
and then a ½ inch of marine grade plywood with a teak and holly veneer. So this is the teak and holly veneer. So we're gonna replace this by putting a ½ inch piece of marine grade plywood down, brand new, and then on top of that we're gonna lay in on top of that we'll lay in the teak and holly veneered plywood. The difference is that I'm gonna screw I'm not going to screw the two pieces together. I'm going to actually glue them together and then put them in as one piece.
So we have no screws on the deck.
And I'm not gonna screw the deck down, so that we can get under here if we need to for whatever reason.
So once we get all this deck up, what do you think you're going to do then?
Well, then I'm going to any hoses or anything like that I can get to that are old that are need replacement or repair. So all this will be up. I'm going to go ahead and pull all those hoses and put new hoses. We're going to clean the bilge area. We're going to clean it all up, scrub it, with bleach and water, and just get it really clean. Get rid of the smell in here, and then also any wiring, old wiring that's underneath the floor that's not being used for anything. I'm going to go ahead and get all of that out. And we're going to make it pristine down there.
Very nice. That's what I feel like. I got to get those unseen places clean, and so I feel more comfortable.
And this boat is very interesting because the wet bilge is right here in the center of the boat. So from here all the way back to the engine compartment, right in this center spot, is a wet bilge. Water. So what happens is, and I don't know why it does it this way, but I've been wondering about the water in this bilge here all the time, and I'm like, where's it coming from? Where's it coming from? Where's it coming from? Well, I can assure you that some of it's coming from inside this mast. Now, the rigger said, "Oh no, it's not coming in from the mast." Well, that's nonsense, because I can watch it puddle up on the mast step down here. So it's coming in from underneath the mast. And then what happens is it just fills this bilge up, and there's no place for it to go because it's just this one big area here.
You got it up today though. You vacuumed
Yeah, well, yeah. Last week
now
when we
your
were
feet are in there.
in here, I put some bilge cleaner in here. There's another bilge area up forward that I can access, and then there's one in the engine room that I can access.
Right there.
And I put bilge cleaner in there and let it sit for a week, and then I sucked it out today. It was pretty nasty. So it took a lot of the grease and goo out, so hopefully the smell will be better. But yeah, this floor, I'm pretty sure that there's damage, there's water damage, there's oil damage on this floor. And it's because, I mean, when I drill some of these holes, some of this wood that's coming up is not, it's dirty. You can see that it's got, you know, it's just not clean. It's dirty, almost looks wet, but it's not wet. It's just deteriorated.
It almost looks, yeah, like
it's
rotten,
deteriorated
dry,
because
rotten wood.
it's been soaked for so long. So getting this floor out is a real big deal. It's going to really make a huge difference. So here's the other issue, though. I think, I'm pretty sure by looking at this, that this floor isn't going to come up just because I take out the screws. Because this bulkhead, this cabinet
They're gonna have to cut.
are sitting on top of the floor. I think the floor extends under. This cabinets were built on top of the floor. Instead of just being built on top of the structure and the floor butting up against the cabinet, I think it goes under. So there's a saw that you can buy or rent. It's called a toe kick saw. And what it does is its blade is in a housing that allows you to be flush up against something like this. And basically carpenters use it to cut flooring underneath a cabinet, like in your house, at the toe kick, so that you don't have to dismantle cabinets to change the floor if those cabinets have built in place on top of your floor. So we're going to use the same concept here, and we're going to run that saw along the cabinet here, and then we'll take out the first layer of floor, and then we'll run the saw again for the second layer of floor and take that out. Because that's what we're going to have to do to get the floor out. Yeah.
Are you excited?
Well, I'll be glad to get the floor out because
And
it's
clean everything.
because it's nasty, and it's, you know, once the floor's out, the boat's going to start to look a lot better, and we can get it clean. It's going to start to look a lot better. Right now, you know, I look around and I feel like I'm overwhelmed because I'm like, oh man, I want to sand that and varnish it. I want to sand that and varnish it. I want to clean that. I want to do this. I want to do that. And it's just one thing at a time, and it's a slow go.
Well, whenever I feel that way, I think about what we accomplished, and I look up there to the ceiling,
Yeah.
and a nice white bulkhead there,
Yeah.
and it's starting. Now we got the fish cabinets installed, so it's a lot better. Always look up, right? Always look up.
Yeah.
Be positive.
Okay, well, so I'm going to get back to work.
All right, well,
Thump it. Just touch it.
honey, it's on.
Okay.
You gonna keep that or edit it
Goodness
out?
gracious.
Jeez.
Well, Quest for Thunder, that's a wrap for this week.
It's a beautiful day, isn't it, honey?
It is a beautiful
We spent
day.
the whole day inside the boat.
Yeah, well, that's what happens sometimes.
We should be out there one of these days.
What say you, Gene?
It's been a good, productive day. Did a little cleaning up. I finished painting, well, maybe not finished painting the bulkheads, but I put the green, that
First coat
first coat of that,
of the oil-based acrylic.
what kind of green was that? Do you
I don't
know the
know.
name of it?
I don't know.
Looks
It's
good.
nice. It's light and it looks really
Yeah.
good in there. It's a small space, so you don't
Yeah,
want it to be
looks
too
good.
dark, but that looks really
And
good.
Mark took out all the screws of the
Well,
salon.
almost all of them. There's a
deck.
few over by the galley sink that were really difficult to get to, and it was starting to get dark. It was hard to see, and there's a few more over by the in the passageway that leads back to the aft
Well,
cabin. And then of course there's the aft cabin I've got to get to, but for right now I got most of them out of the forward salon. I think I got them all out of the salon area. I couldn't find any more, so that's good. And then the trick is going to be getting those boards out of there. I just hope they're not glued to the stringers.
Well, you know how these things go.
You know.
One little project that seems simple turns into a nightmare.
May wind up having to cut chunks out and pry them off the stringers. I don't know yet. Well, we'll see. But we're going to get this
We're
floor up.
ingenuitive and we're determined.
Yeah, this floor's got to come up. It's too bad. It can't stay. So anyway, yeah. So that's what we did. That's what we did today.
Beautiful day, late
Yeah,
October
Sure is pretty out.
in Texas. We've had a lot of rain for several days, so this is really nice.
Yes, we have.
And now it's in it was 80 today, but it got down into the 70s
So,
again.
yeah.
And drier.
Yeah, it is a bit drier.
A little bit of a northerly wind.
Yes, it's nice. So you can see behind us how pretty it is. This is a real pretty day today. It's too bad we, couldn't spend more time doing something fun in the
Boat.
on
The boat.
Yeah, but we've got to get this stuff done, and we have made some progress. Obviously, we're starting to put stuff back together now, which is always a good thing. We still have a few things to take out, like the floor and the stove and the oven and the toilets, and we've already gotten all the fixtures out of the bathroom.
So you're going to
Both
install an
heads.
outhouse, right?
Yeah, we gotta start researching composting toilets for the aft cabin, and then we're gonna put a regular marine head back in the forward cabin. We've decided in the forward head. So we're gonna have to check the hoses, make sure that all those hoses are in good shape before we put that new head in. But those are things that are coming up.
When the floor is done, though, that'll be a big jump in progress.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll feel better. It'll
will.
smell better.
It'll smell better. It'll feel better.
It'll
We'll be able to get
be,
out from underneath of the floor, whatever's under there.
The feeling of clean, even in places you can't see, just makes you feel good knowing
Yeah.
that it's clean down there.
Yeah, it'll make a big difference in the
creepy
way
and-
we feel about the boat.
Yeah.
Oh, and the other thing too is we're getting ready to order the hull liner, and so we'll be putting the hull liner in the aft cabin and around the nav station and in the backs of the cabinets, the open cabinets, the ones that don't, in the main salon, the ones that don't have doors. We'll be putting the hull liner in, so that should be nice. We do that. It'll be a big step forward for us. Also, what do you think?
Yes.
It'll look nice
All right.
back there.
You getting hungry?
I'm starving.
All right, you ready to go home?
I am.
All right.
All right, well,
Thanks, everybody.
yes, thanks for watching. We're glad you came along to check us out and see what we were doing, and we hope you come back next time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and give us a thumbs up. It helps us. Helps to get the videos out to more people. And so, from the Quest of Thunder
Fair winds.
and Following Seas. Bye.